Alright, so today we're diving into the evolution of cinema and the change in cinematography and special effects. We're talking about a time where practical effects were king versus a time where CGI can do almost anything you can imagine. Now, let's take it back to 1975. Disco is taking over the dance floors. The economy is shaky, but there's a sense of rebellion in the youth. On TV, you're watching shows like MASH and The Brady Bunch, and the music scene is ran by legends like Led Zeppelin, David Bowie, and Queen. As for technology, things are still pretty analog. Cell phones do not exist, and the first personal computers are just starting to emerge. But it's not like we have anything that's going to change our lives just yet. In the movie theaters, you're seeing some of the most groundbreaking films ever made, like Jaws, Star Wars, and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. It's a time of transformation in both culture and technology, and cinema is just beginning to take its next big step. This is a time where equipment was bulky, and you had to lean into the film stock, and there was no fancy lighting kits. Film was shot with extra intention because at this time there wasn't the luxury of shooting over and over, as film was not as expendable as a digital storage. The extra attention to detail, the pretty imperfections of the retro era of the 70s. Films had so much conviction and dreamlike swagger. Now I'll be honest, I wasn't alive at this time, but I was alive at this time, where movies have grown to feel crisp, digital, and really perfect looking. And quite frankly, I've always had a preference towards the imperfect. So what exactly made the 70s so special? Back in 1975, masters like Spielberg, Kubrick, and Coppola weren't just directors. They were extremely involved in the way that the shots looked. They specialized in really long takes, beautifully composed, and really deep focus shots. Every shot was planned and was a careful balance of light, shadow, and movement. Film stock was incredibly expensive. We're talking serious money for every second of footage. Directors couldn't afford to waste a single frame, so each shot had to be really perfect. And that's one of the most significant advancements from 1975 is the digital sensor. Cameras used to use film, which required chemical processing, which also takes a long time. Fast forward to 2025 and we're in a completely different world. Directors have capabilities that would have seemed like science fiction 50 years ago. But here's the million-dollar question. Does all of this technology actually enhance the stories? There's something almost unsettling about modern films sometimes. The images are crystal clear, but somehow they've lost that organic lived-in quality that the classic films had. The perfect example, Jaws. When their mechanical shark, Bruce, kept malfunctioning, Spielberg didn't just give up. He turned that limitation into pure genius by keeping the shark mostly hidden. He created something more terrifying than any special effect in the modern day. The second big change is how we watch movies. In 1975, you had to go to the theater. Movies became events, and you told your friends and the friends of friends, and everyone got together and went. Now, we binge watch movies in bed. We binge watch YouTube in bed, on our phones. In 1975, movies demanded our attention. Now, different media forms are fighting for it. In the world of YouTube, everyone can be a creator. Anyone can be a director. And the level to enter the field is extremely low now because of AI. Even the way movies are made has changed.
Change never hurt, huh?
Studios bet on original stories. In 2025, we have a ton of sequels and a ton of reboots. We have more access to films than ever, but sometimes I feel like we lost something.
Oh yeah, movies, bro. Why are you holding my hand?
Go to a theater, watch something original with your friends, shoot on an older camera. But to be honest, there's still a time and place for modern cinema. Videographers can capture races in 8K, the beauty of the modern day color science. Cinema camera is now being accessible to much more users. This new era of cinema is the most exciting time ever because of the ease of access. Creators can now put their art directly onto YouTube. This is your time to create. It doesn't matter if you like the clear digital look or the vintage dreamy look. Just find your vibe and stick to it. If you like this video, here's a few more just like it. And of course, thank you for watching.